Hello everyone, this is another story time, and once again it is a BFB AU. However, this time around, I'm actually going to show you guys something. Let me turn on the light first, so you guys will have an understanding of what's going on. Just a moment, let me pause this. Okay, so I found it. It's this. These are characters that were created in this universe because someone got harmed, something happened to a character that a piece of them got split off from, and I just show them off to you. It's Ice Shard. This is Berry Drop, Wood Piece, Sud. This is Shrapnel, Confetti, Ruby Shard, Donut Bit, Mini Leafy, Staple, Lead. This guy is Glass Shard. This is Jelly, Droplet, Candy Drop, and then Rubber. That's this way. Just so you can see them again, so you have an idea of what they actually look like. Anyway, now I've shown you guys that, I can actually start the story. Okay, so it was after BFB and after Teapot, as I normally have my stories after those moments of time. Either that or before. But the characters were simply relaxing. 4, 2, and X weren't exactly around much. They only really showed up around once a week, and that was mainly so 4 could revive the dead characters that was often bubbled. Out of curiosity, Penn decided to go ahead and look around in Golf Ball's little secret area. Secret base or whatever it was. And found a strange machine labeled Shrinking Ray. He was curious on how it worked, but he didn't really know how to use it. So he asked help from Blocky, as they didn't want Golf Ball knowing they had stolen something from her. And so they tested the thing out on Penn. But after he got shrunk and was brought down to ground, they realized you couldn't traverse this. So they just made a major mistake. Major mistake. Of course, the two start freaking out, and Blocky returns the Shrink Ray just in case Golf Ball notices. And more on, they continue to freak out. Cause Blocky just shrunk his friend by trying to figure out how to Shrink Ray worked. After a few hours of freaking out, they decided to calm down and figure things out. Calmly instead of freakishly. Penn noticed that he was around the same size as Fiery Jr., but not much smaller. In fact, he was practically the exact same size. He noticed a small hole, of which he always noticed every once in a while, and sometimes he tripped over. He wasn't really sure where it went. He always, well, every once in a while, saw Fiery Jr. go right through. And he got curious. Now that he was small enough to actually go through the hole. When he started going down, he noticed there was a ton of stairs, and so he continued going downward. Eventually he got bored, but he did reach the bottom. And a large door. Well, compared to him, it was large. He opened it up and saw a gigantic appearing city. There are tons and tons of objects here, an extraordinarily huge amount of them. But they all seem to be doing their own thing. He explored a bit and found a little shop called the Quick Coffee. He looked in and someone in there looked like Leafy, but also didn't. Their color was closer to trees' leaves rather than Leafy's, which was interesting. They went inside and noticed that Fiery Jr. was already in the place, talking to someone. This was probably the reason why he came down here in the first place. As Penn looked around, still about as confused as ever, he got noticed by that Leafy character, and she called him over. "You must be new, right?" she asked. Penn nodded. "I accidentally shrunk myself." That's all right," said the Leafy character. "By the way, I'm Mini Leafy 1. There's 7 of us." And they shook Penn's hand. "You want some coffee?" What's coffee? "You don't know what coffee is?" asked Mini Leafy 1. "Wow, that's a surprise. Just a moment. I'll get you some. It gives you a little buzz of energy. But I don't think you like black coffee. Almost no one likes black coffee, except for Donut Bit, who arrives here about once every week. He likes his coffee especially dark. But here, this is a mocha." "What?" Ben just looked at the coffee confused. "It means it has both chocolate flavors and coffee flavors," explained Mini Leafy 1. Then another Mini Leafy showed up. Apparently this was Mini Leafy 3. And they gave Mini Leafy 1 some money and asked for a frappuccino. Penn was still confused about these new words, especially since he had never heard coffee, he had never heard macchiato, he had never heard frappuccino. They were all completely new, and also very strange. But he decided to drink some of the coffee he was given. It wasn't that bad. It was fairly bitter, but he could deal. After drinking the whole thing, it wasn't that big though, about the same size that you would expect from a coffee cup. Not the plastic ones, but ceramic ones that you usually find at a restaurant or something. He noticed a sudden buzz of energy. This is what they meant, he thought. And then he looked over and saw that Mini Leafy 3 had more money than they had given. Teeny tiny little pebbles. They're colored in different colors. There are 6 types of them, as well as 2 squared ones. The 6 colors were the 6 colors, obviously. Purple, red, orange, yellow. After yellow is green, then blue. And did I already say purple? I think I already said purple. Anyway, it was all 6 of the colors, and the square ones were white and black. When she noticed Penn was looking at her coin, her money, she asked him why he was looking at them. He explained that he'd never seen anything like them before, and they're really interesting. She explained it's the currency down there. And that's how you mostly buy things. And you work to get them. She explained what each color and what the squares represented when it came to money. Everything was on divisibles when it came to 100 or 10. The least cost-efficient one, well, the lowest expensive one, were red ones, which compared to American money is only a single penny. Then the orange ones were next. They were around 10 of the red ones. The next one were yellow ones. These guys were 10 of the orange ones. Green was 10 of the yellow, blue was 10 of the green, and purple was 10 of the blue. But then came the white and black squares, which apparently black was 100 of the purple ones, and white was 100 of the black one. of the black square. He was curious how you gained such a large amount. So he asked, and Minnie Leafy 3 explained that she had been saving up. And normally she just carries random money around that she finds, as plenty of objects don't really know how to keep their money on hand, their currency. The currency were called pebbles and squares, and said that there will soon be a gray one, then saying that it might be brown in the future, and this one is 1,000 of the white ones. But she doesn't have one yet because it's way too far for her own gain, especially to the extraordinary expense. Apparently a single coffee was only a single one of the green ones, which was fairly interesting. Penn then wanted to know how to gain the currency, as he thought it was probably a good idea to try gaining some, as that was in fact the currency down here. So Minnie Leafy 3 explained that you could go and get a job, or you could go around and look for it on the ground. Because plenty of objects leave their money, their currency, laying on the ground and forget about it. It's actually how she was able to gain the white one. Otherwise, she would have never gained one, because someone left a white square. After their conversation, Penn looked around, now curious about these pebbles and squares, and looked around a bunch. He eventually found a purple one, which was the most expensive out of the pebbles, and kept it. I continued scouring around, but mostly found reds and oranges, the ones that were at the very bottom. And it came to expense, how rich you were in finding one. Eventually he got bored of looking for them and decided to figure out what a job was. He looked around and then found a bulletin board of some sort. It was written in a way he couldn't understand, so of course it confused him. Another Minnie Leafy showed up, this one being Minnie Leafy 7, and they looked quite bored. They then looked over at the board and took a little piece of paper on a flyer. Apparently, all of this was written in a way Penn had never seen before. It was written with Yoil letters, something Bubble would most likely understand, but Penn didn't. "You looking for a job?" asked the Minnie Leafy, much coldly than the first two Penn had met. Yeah, said Penn, but I don't understand what any of this is saying." "Oh," said the Minnie Leafy. "Well, those over there are jobs. I'm sure you know someone who can read Yoil." And I walked off. Anyway, that's the end of that one. I'm going to be continuing this because I still have ideas, but I'm already reaching the 15-minute mark. And YouTube won't allow me to post this unless it's under 15 minutes. Or 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes or under. That's all. I'm going to be continuing it though, because all of these are going to be posted at the same time. Just as I normally do. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, all that random crap. I don't really care. And I just want more people to know about me and my stories. Anyway, bye.